Hey, look at that. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes then. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from Dunlap's grandmother's basement in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, this Jackie Bro.
Hey.
Yeah, well, you can hey all you want.
Hey.
No.
You just said I can hey all I
I was being
want.
facetious.
Hey, everybody, this is Dunlap. Jackie apparently is already angry with me.
Well, I'm mad. I was just saying that I got something serious to talk about here, first off.
Okay.
That's why I mean you can hey and be silly and make light of it all you want, but I got...
get it out of the way before you get into your boring part.
Yes, it's
All
not
right.
boring at all.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Red State Update Podcast.
All right, enough.
Boogity boo.
All right, let me...
That's how they used to do back in the days.
Today-
Alan Freed, glory days of radio, disc jockeys.
All right, look,
Famous, getting that poon.
you don't want to get on my
By
bad side.
playing records.
Enough. All right, you've sold your butt.
DJs used to get laid because they
All
played
right, I'm not going to
records.
hear this. You shut your damn mouth and listen.
That is nonsense.
Everybody listen on here. And you
All right, yeah, audience,
look.
you better
thanks.
be all ears.
All right, enough. You keep quiet. I'm talking right now. When I get done, you can make fun of it, do whatever you want, but I'm going to have my piece right here.
Okay, that's a deal.
Listen, this has gotten out of hand, what's going on here in Murfreesboro. Now, I know things gotten heated. We just had an election, everything, political times like that, who you going to vote for, things like that. But this ain't got nothing to do with that. It's people... Let me just tell you what happened. Everybody knows Jim Beavers, Comcast Cable.
A long-time sponsor.
Yeah. Anybody got a bad word to say about that man? No.
No, they got bad words to say about Comcast Cable.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but that's a different thing. Jim Beavers, he just work. He got to make a living, don't he?
How many different shows has he sponsored on here? Usually Jim Beavers is our sponsor. He just says,
Well, he
the
give me
name of a
$25, tell me a TV show, whatever Comcast
Right.
wants you to watch that week. I don't
Frasier.
know if he's doing it. I don't see why he would be doing it for himself. I guess to keep him in business, but it's not necessarily from Comcast. It's Jim Beavers. He told me not to say, I could say Comcast Cable, but I have to say it after I say his name.
You can't say Comcast Cable's Jim
No,
Beavers.
no.
But
You say Jim Beavers from Comcast Cable.
Okay.
Gave me $25, and yeah, Frasier's the show.
New Adventures of Old Christine.
Old Christine. Some of
I think
these
was
shows,
one.
I don't know. I know what Frasier is. Everybody knows what Frasier is. But,
We don't know if he's a fan of these shows, if he's just picking a show at random for you to enjoy.
He stays in business as long as people are watching TV. That's all that matters. So he's going to tell you what to watch. I mean, hopefully you watch it, and what how people with these shows get. You get addicted to it like everything else. You should watch it all.
Watch it.
Well, whatever it is.
Binge.
Binge. You told me that's what I do with Rockford, but whatever.
He's binge watching
I
Rockford.
just leave it on all day. I ain't necessarily watching. It's nice to hear Rockford's voice in the background no matter what I'm doing.
That is true.
It don't matter what I can't keep up with every mystery. I got things to do around the house, but it's just nice when you come back in. He's funny. Whatever he's saying is good. It's good to hear James gone. I'm sorry he's passed on. I'm glad we got Rockford to fill my ears, from here on out. But it ain't binge watching. Anyway, getting off the subject, Jim Beavers, a fine gentleman, a good man. He is laid up right now in Murfreesboro Hospital. Now, he's fine. He's going to get out tomorrow, but he got run off the road and had a wreck.
He got run off the road.
Sullivan, him and four of his buddies, his brother, I think, was there, and his boy.
So Sullivan's brother, and Sullivan's boy.
I think so. I don't know all the names. No Sullivan. They run Jim Beavers off a damn road, and they said something. It's just Jim Beavers ain't got nothing to do with this Sullivan and McKinley nonsense.
These Murfreesboro folks, if you're just joining us, if you've never listened to an episode before, Murfreesboro, our hometown, where Jackie's store is, where the bunker's located, where we're podcasting from right now, has been torn asunder by a feud. I'm going to try to keep it simple, by a feud between Sullivan of Sullivan's Auto Parts and McKinley of McKinley's Air Conditioning Sales and Service.
He never said a word about any of them, and all I can figure out why they would do that, because they mad at me that said they were friends, and I never said they were friends. I said that they knew one. They sat down in a booth in this market and ate barbecue together and talking. I don't know what they talked about, but they wasn't mad at each other. They were sitting right there together. Now, Jim Beavers was there that day. So I guess anybody that was around and saw the truth or whatever it was, I guess they get run off. I can't think of any other reason why they would do that.
Jim Beavers knew too much.
There ain't nothing to know. If you don't want people to think you're friends, and don't sit around, eat barbecue, and act like you're friends. This has gotten out of hand.
Well, they're not friends, Jackie. They're enemies. And this town has chosen sides. Some people are Team McKinley. Some people are Team Sullivan. I ain't got nothing to do with it. If you want everybody to think you're fighting, don't come in my store and sit there together and look like if that was before, after, whatever. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Jackie, they're enemies because of the picture of Sullivan with his hand on McKinley.
There's no point in bringing all in. This ain't got nothing to do with this.
Because
listen,
stirred it up.
I did no such thing.
When you got on here and said they were buddies.
I got nothing to do with this, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I don't want to hear it. Now, my friends, but because they come in this establishment, there's nobody ever in the history of coming to Jackie's Market that had any reason to worry about anything. It's the happiest place on earth. Everybody in here gets along for the most part. Sometimes people get a little loud. I've thrown maybe 4 or 5 people out that I know personally. Now, there's some people walk in the store, and as soon as I see how they're dressed, I know they're in trouble right there. You don't get it back in your car. But besides few incidents like that, everybody loves Jackie's Market, comes in here, enjoys the barbecue, gets along.
How loud does somebody have to be to get thrown out of your store? Because they some loudmouth drunks that sit back in there.
Well, when it gets to the point where that's people have a drink, and this is in the evening. Now, if you come in here too early for breakfast time for biscuit and sausage, I make in here, and you're drunk already, I'm saying, I say it kindly, but I say you better get on home. You don't need to be here right now. Now, some people, if you come in sober in the morning and then sit there and drink, then in the evening times it gets you a little righter than it is during the day, because you can bring children in and everything else. Nobody going to have any trouble here. Now, later in the day, around 2 or 3, the people having a good time drinking a little bit gets a little louder from 3 on. And, of course, I shut the doors here at 7. So between 3 and 7, it's more adult-oriented, I'd say. But, yeah, if you come in the morning and I smell whiskey on the breath, I just, I say it politely. I say, can you drive? And then I say, well, you need to get on home. But other than incidents...
You shut the door at 7? You supposed to be closed after 7? Hell, I come in here. I guess you letting people sober up a bit.
Well, people sit here late. I lock the doors at 7. Right.
That's why all those people knocking, I'm laughing.
Well, they can't. I close. It says on the door. This ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm trying to say what a fine establishment.
I can't keep up with the hours, because sometimes in the summer you go to 8 or 9, 2, and people get confused.
Well,
I think you need to set.
It says on the door
standard 7 hours.
It says on the door 7 o'clock. Now, if you come after 7 o'clock and the doors happen to be open, good for you, brother, for you. Other than that, just plan on it be at 7. Don't come and hope by chance it's open. If that happens sometime, like I said, brother, for you, come on in, join us.
It happens enough that people have learned to ignore the sign. And and
then they get mad when I shut it at 7, which I do about 2-3 nights a week, I reckon. But it says on there 7 o'clock. Anyway, I don't have to run down. I'm proud of this establishment. I built it with my own 2 bare hands. And you ask anybody in Murfreesboro, they say Old Jackie's Market, that's the place to be. And people enjoy my barbecue, and they love getting here.
Who says that?
People do.
I do remember the old signs from when I was a kid, when you put up signs and other people's. I don't know what convinced you to do that, because you had that picture of you and you were dressed up like you went to Opryland and got one of them pictures of you in the Old West store, like it's in sepia tone, and you're wearing a cowboy outfit, and you got somebody draw it like old-timey Western. It said Jackie's Market. That's the place to be. And I don't know.
That's called advertising is what it's called. Now I don't have to do it. Back then, when you was growing up, I was starting my own business and this and that. You had to advertise. Now everybody knows it. I ain't got to do it no more.
I don't know why you dressed up like a cowboy, though.
Well, because people like cowboys. I do. I like westerns. I like watching John Wayne. Well, there you go.
That's true, but you didn't look like John Wayne. You look more like Festus. I mean, I remember when
what's wrong with Gunsmoke? It's as good as western as anything else.
I just remember.
This ain't got the point. The point I'm trying to make.
The kids at school would say, look, are you going to hop along, idiots?
I don't care what the kids at school say.
We can steal some Zero bars.
They can say whatever they want. I don't care.
Well, a lot of them are dead.
You better listen to what I'm saying right now. Now listen.
Okay.
This place has never been a place for trouble, ever. And people know it's safe to come in there. Now, I guess Sullivan, if you come in here at a certain time, or if you were here any time he was here with McKinley, watch yourself. That's a message he's trying to send out there. But I ain't watching nothing. You try to run me off a road. Sullivan, McKinley, whoever the hell, anybody, just try to run me off a road. See what happens.
So that's a challenge to Murfreesboro drivers, folks. Try to run Jackie off the road.
Well, let's see what happens if I do.
Probably you'll get run off the road.
Well, somebody's going to get run off the road.
You be in a hospital next to Jim Beavers, and y'all can watch TV all afternoon. Then go down to the lobby, look at
just try art. All right, that's all I'm saying. I don't care who it is. Anybody that tries to do that, anybody tried to hurt me, going to end up being the ones getting hurt. That's all I'm saying right now. I'm throwing that out there. If you listen to that, you take that to heart. Like I said, I don't care, McKinley, I don't care who it is. But don't pick on poor people like Sullivan. He can't help. Bless his heart. I went down there to
Beavers,
see him.
You said Sullivan. But Sullivan you're mad at.
Sullivan I'm mad at. Jim Beavers, the one in the hospital, is pitiful. He's a good man. I'm not saying he's a weak man or anything like that, but...
Is he hurt real bad?
He'll be out tomorrow. He's all right. He got his head banged up. I went down there to see him yesterday. We had Jello, broth, all that. Yeah, he's fine. They do x-rays. I think he's okay. He's just banged up a little bit. By the way, when I was there, give me $25. Said, Love America Style. Jim Beavers. So,
wait, is that even on?
What?
Is that a show that's even on?
I don't know half of the. I don't know half of the shows he did. There's Sleepy Hollow. I don't know what that is. He told me to say that one time. I don't know.
He hurt his head pretty bad. He could just be flashing back.
Well, I don't know.
I Love American Style.
He banged up. That's what he told me to say. Give me $25. There you go. I tell you right now, I gave that $25 right back to him. I said, put that on your medical bills. Sullivan should be the one paying for it.
Now, who told you Sullivan run him off the road?
Who do you think Jim Beavers did?
Well, he's got a concussion.
Oh, hell. He knows what he saw. Well, so if this getting
that sounds like an accusation. Sounds like libel to me. Sounds like you're getting into, like, you're picking a side. Sounds like you and Jim Beavers are on Team McKinley.
I'm not picking. I said, what did I say? I said McKinley or Sullivan. I don't care who you are. Don't try to run me off a road.
Well, in America, we don't like to be told what to do, Jackie.
I know you don't. And I don't like to be run off a road.
Well,
so
that's
all
your
I'm
opinion.
saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. You just keep that. No, that's a fact.
And I don't like you throwing these accusations around. I mean, this is a podcast, Jackie. We can't just go around saying whatever we want.
I'm not saying no accusations. I trust Jim Beavers as much as anybody else. Nice fella there is. Like I said, he's not a weak man, but He ain't somebody can defend himself as easily as I can.
Not behind the wheel of his Comcast truck.
No, he can't.
He's not a great defensive driver. Everybody in town knows that.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with it. If somebody's running you off the road, they're running off the road. Don't matter how you drive.
No, it just matters how mad the other person, who may or may not be Jim Sullivan, his brother, and his boy, are. I just think we already established he got hit in the head. He watches a lot of TV.
What do you mean watch it? That's his job to watch TV. That's what he got to know what's on.
His job is to install cable.
Well, he knows what is put into your house. That's his job, whatever.
I don't
comes on your TV. It's his responsibility. He knows what it is.
When a cable man, Jim Beavers, or whoever comes into my house, I don't ask them for recommendations of what to watch. I just say, how long is this going to take? Because I've been waiting here all morning. Now Jim Beavers volunteers that. He starts telling you what to watch. Well, and honestly, people are getting a little tired of it. And so you say Sullivan run him off the road. I say it could have been one, somebody sick of hearing him talk about goddamn Sleepy Hollow. It could have been two, somebody mad at Comcast.
It was three.
Everybody in the world
I'm going to tell you right now,
companies.
it was three. Sullivan, his boy, and his brother. Them three. Not two, not one, nothing. Listen, he saw it with his own eyes. They run him off. They were screaming at him. They said, you tell McKinley we said hi. Something like that.
I find that hard to believe, Jackie.
I don't care what you believe. I know what I believe, and I trust Jim Beavers is a fine fella. I don't care what you say. He don't necessarily push things on you. He just says, like a name of Soul Fraser, old Christy, he just lets people know what's on. You make a choice. That's his job. That's his responsibility.
I got a sponsor this week, Jackie.
Well,
and I know you like to throw around a lot of wild accusations. I know you like to throw around a lot of libelous claims made by...
I don't throw nothing around.
I like to make peace and make amends. Sullivan's Auto Parts is my sponsor today, and he wanted to apologize to Jim Beavers for running him off the road.
What?
He said, sorry about that. Things got a little out of hand. What happened was...
Don't apologize on here. If that's the truth, go down to the damn hospital. Tell it to his face. What kind of man are you? It don't matter. You run somebody off the road. I don't care if he's sorry or not.
Well, he is sorry. He's real
and
sorry
about it. Don't give us $25. Give it to Jim Beavers. Give him a lot more. You paid for his damn hospital bill.
They make pretty good at Comcast.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
I think they got benefits and stuff.
It ain't got nothing to do with the point of the issue.
And look, Sullivan said, these were his exact words. Sullivan said, if I go down there, I'd like to apologize to his face, but I'm going to walk in there and say, hey, buddy, I'm sorry about that. And he's going to say, love American style or some shit. Those were his exact words. And what happened to you, Jackie? Sounds like Sullivan knows what's up.
He don't know a damn thing. If he's running people off the road and run his damn mouth about people, it ain't got nothing to do with him.
What happened was, and you had to see this, everybody's house in Murfreesboro, it's election season. Election just happened. But in addition to the vote for this abortion guy or vote for this guy who didn't have abortions, there were also signs that said, McKinley, Sullivan.
They're all over town. It don't make any sense. They're not running for nothing.
Well, the Sullivan signs mysteriously started disappearing. And so Sullivan said, that son of a bitch McKinley, we're trying to have a peach summit. They were going to have a peace summit, right? We talked about this last week.
They ain't not going to have it here. Wanted
to have it at Jackie's store.
Jackie, too, with them. I ain't got nothing to do with it. They out there running.
Jackie was going to bring the barbecue.
My name down.
We're gonna have the peace summit
ain't no
here.
barbecue coming to this store, but the barbecue is made here.
Well,
you eat your other barbecue somewhere else. You don't bring it here and eat it. And what would happen if they come over and have a peace summit? I'm gonna tell you what would happen if they did. They come. Let's say they made peace. Everybody's made up. Everything's fine. And people go on about their way. Later on, years from now, whenever, I'm going to say, Sullivan-McKinley said, did you ever see them come sit down in a store together? I said, yes, twice. And then somebody going to get twice as mad. So they don't come here doing peace, don't come here doing fighting, don't come here doing nothing.
Well, they heard message received, Jackie. They heard you last week say you don't care about peace. You like war.
I don't.
You like fighting and scuffling.
They do. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
You like arguing and yelling.
I don't. I'm an old man. I get tired of screaming and getting upset. I don't need
fussing and feuding is what Jackie likes.
I don't like any such thing. I guess what I don't like is somebody running somebody else off a road.
Well, here's the explanation for that. So they heard Jackie. Camp Sullivan and Camp McKinley were like, okay, Jackie does not want us in his store, even with Jickie's delicious barbecue. Jickie started serving barbecue, folks. I don't know if you may have missed that in the last couple of episodes.
Don't even bring his name up. He ain't got nothing to do with this.
And Jockey has a fancy bunker. Those are things we've established.
He can have his fancy bunker, sit down there with his butler all day. That's fine.
Well,
it ain't going to help him out in time of crisis, and you'll see that. That'll be the first place to go under. When it all goes down, that place is going under. When it gets to where everybody's running everybody off the road, which I don't doubt for a second the way this town's going.
What's that movie, Sylvester Stallone?
Wow.
Running people off the road in the future?
Running people off the road?
Blood Origin. What the... well, I'm not going to think about it because the name has escaped me. Cobbler Gobbler.
You talking about Death Race?
Thanks, Jackie. Yes.
I didn't like that old one. I like a new one.
The old one is all about running people off the road.
Well, the new one's about the same thing, except they do it in prison. I like that better. Because the only people getting run over in that movie is people that done horrible things. They probably deserve to get run over, as far as I'm concerned. I say everybody sitting on death row taking our tax dollars, this and that, line them up in the street and run them down. If they on death row and they already been convicted to die, I don't care how they go.
It sounds like a death race scenario may be more humane than the way they're killing these sons of bitches these days anyway.
Well, yeah.
Like you put some poison
in them. It's the same thing.
Them.
You hurting them that way. If you get taken hours and hours to die is one thing. If you're getting hit by a car, you gone.
Especially a car with like saw blade hubcaps.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like that, you're gone.
Yeah. That's like I said, I like the new death race. I like it. It's better than the old one. Old and silly. New one, it makes sense.
It does make sense,
yeah.
Especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
And if I were a felon and you gave me a choice, you're like, would you like to die? We're going to put some poison in you, and it'll probably take 10 or 12 hours, or we could put you in a faulty electric chair, and we don't really know what's going to happen, but at some point some organs will pop, but it's going to take longer than we thought. Or we could have a car run into you. It's got saw blade hubcaps, and maybe a laser will fire, and the wheels will bust your skull open like a eggshell because they're made of future polymers. Like, that sounds awesome. Like, I got to live a life of crime, and I got to choose an awesome death. Like,
they'd be lining up, getting it straight to get hit by a car. You wait and see.
So, where were we? Oh, so the sponsor for last week, Sullivan-McKinley, I forget which one it was, but they heard you say that you would not sponsor the Peace Summit.
I'm not going to have any of them in here.
So Cobbler Gobbler said today, they have okay cobbler.
It's all right.
It's all right. So they said they would have a peach summit.
At Cobbler Gobbler,
earlier, you thought I misspoke. They were going to have a peach summit.
Whoever sees them over there eating at Cobbler Gobbler, don't say a word about it. Just keep it to yourself. If you see them sitting down eating anything together, anywhere, best keep your mouth shut about it, because down the road they're going to be mad at you just because you saw it, just because you in the room.
So Sullivan, his boy, and his brother were on their way over to Cobbler Gobbler to make their demands. You know, like what music do we want playing? What do we want the centerpieces to be? So they went over there. On their way, they're like, where's all the Sullivan signs? Like McKinley's been taking them down. So they pulled up.
They need to take all of them down, not just one of them. Take all of them down. There's no reason for it. I thought they were just advertising like I used to do. Of course, they didn't have no cowboy and everything. That's what I thought it was. Everybody needs, auto parts. Everybody needs a washing machine fixed.
Not washing machine.
Air conditioner, whatever it is.
How do you get that mixed up every time?
I don't know. They're the same size, I reckon. I don't know.
Not necessarily.
Well, whatever. You got those fancy little Japanese air conditioners.
It's because you're racist.
It ain't got nothing to do with races. You tell me, look at American car, look at Japanese car. Which one's bigger? Which one's littler? It ain't got nothing to do with races.
I think Michael Keaton solved these issues back in 1985 in the Ron Howard movie Gung Ho, Jackie. I don't think we need to relive American cars versus Japanese cars.
Everybody worried about this country economy, this and that, and buying everything from that's all I'm saying.
So Sullivan, his boy, and his brother started taking down all the McKinley signs.
And running people off a road.
Well, they were like, we're going to take these McKinley signs over to McKinley's yard and throw them all in there. Just throw them in his yard like the trash they are. Because that's where you throw trash, is a yard.
Hell.
So they headed over to McKinley's, and guess who they seen there? Jim Beavers working on McKinley's cable. They seen Jim Beavers' truck. They seen Jim Beavers under the house. They were like, Jim Beavers, you son of a bitch, I guess you gone over to Team McKinley. Now, they were mad because the signs were gone. They had that bloodlust from taking signs. You know how when you take a sign out of a yard, you just feel like killing and your blood's pumping and you got that blood fever. And they seen Jim Beavers in there, and they did a loop around, and Jim Beavers was pulling out. I guess job well done at McKinley's, putting the cable back in.
That's his job to do cable. It don't matter. He ain't got nothing to do with this silliness. Neither
and
do I.
That's when they run him off the road. And they threw some signs at him, too, but apparently he didn't notice that.
Well,
maybe he blacked out.
Well, he would. If you run off a road, he ain't gonna pay no attention to signs flying this way. You're just trying to save your own damn self.
Well, they wanted to apologize. They said they're sorry. They got the blood fever.
Well, they could
and they apologize.
Take care of blood fever, and they need to do something else with it than run people off a road, especially friends of mine.
They feel really bad that they don't want things to escalate right on the eve of the Peach Summit, which McKinley said he's not attending a summit when people are running cable guys off the road for no reason. And Sullivan said he knows. Also, since this has started, he's been drinking a lot, and he was a little drunk. And his boy and his brother were on meth.
What?
He's tearing people's lives up,
I don't
Jackie.
care. They need to tear it up away from me. I don't want to hear about it. To hell with their lives. What has Jim Beavers got to do with any of this? He ain't got nothing to do with it.
Classic case of wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, that ain't his damn fault. Somebody needs to act like a damn human being and not run people off a road for no good reason just because you're mad.
But McKinley is mad at Jim Beavers because he said whatever Jim Beavers did made the reception worse. So he give me $25, come on here and say, Jim Beavers, as soon as you're out of the hospital, he expects you to be back at his place fixing the cable between
Why
either...
has it got to get somebody? Comcast got other people. He ain't the only one in town do it. Lucy...
I don't know. McKinley, I guess, has a hard-on for getting Jim Beavers over there.
Lucy Hauser does it all the time. She does it when Jim Beavers gets a day off and come down the store. Like I said, now he is somebody I let there sit all day. But, he works hard. He only gets that one day off. Lucy come in and does it for him. We have a little outfit just like his in a Comcast cup. He ain't got to get up and fix it. He called Lucy to come down. Called Comcast, send her over there.
All I know is McKinley gave me $25 and said, Jim Beavers. I guess McKinley is assembling his team of generals and his advisors, And I guess Jim Beavers, whether he wants to or not, has been co-opted by McKinley and is part of McKinley.
He ain't got nothing to do with
he told me, as
anybody.
far as he knew, Lucy Hauser was a goddamn Sullivan lover.
All right.
And she can stay the hell away from there.
All right,
when
enough.
he needs his cable fix, he's getting it from Jim Beavers.
Fine.
And Jim Beavers...
I don't care what either of them want. I don't care if I have cable.
McKinley said he's weak. Jim Beavers is weak. He can't drive worth shit. He's over there. He's in the hospital watching TV.
He ain't a big fella, but he ain't weak. That ain't the case. He's somebody nobody ought to pick on. I'll say that right now. Try to pick on somebody my size. See what happens. McKinley, so like again, I don't care who you are. Just try to run me off the road.
Yeah, try it, people.
Yeah.
See what happens.
They're gonna see something.
So that's McKinley giving $25 and Sullivan giving $25.
I don't want that money.
Sullivan's $25 was an apology to Jim Beavers.
He don't need to apologize. I need to go down there and pay for his hospital bills. He needs to hold on to that $25.
And McKinley is $25 to Jim Beavers. You need to get your ass over to his house.
No, he don't. He don't need to do nothing.
You are Team McKinley's official cable
installer. I don't think
now.
he'll ever go over there again after what happened. Why would he ever go over there again?
Well, McKinley said it in a threatening tone.
I don't care who said anything.
Well, it's always the small folk who lose these battles.
Don't matter. It don't matter. Listen, the only sponsor we got, Jim Beavers, Comcast cable. Love America style. That's it. Watch that show and keep him. He gonna need work to pay for them.
They cannot be showing that anywhere.
I don't know if it's on TV or not. I have no idea. I don't know why he would tell me that if it ain't on there. There's 8 million channels on the damn cable. It's probably to say something's playing somewhere all the time. Don't matter where. That's how TV is now. So Love America style, help old Jim Beavers out. Lord knows he needs it these days.
Yeah, that's true. He's in a lot of trouble.
He ain't in no trouble.
Both sides.
He ain't in no trouble. He don't need to be run off the road by anybody.
Honestly, if once you get a reputation for being easy to run off the road, it's going to be hard to drive down Shelbyville Highway without people trying to run you off the damn road.
All right.
Because people let's be honest, it's fun to run somebody off the road. You on here like, run me off the road.
No, it ain't.
You're going to get run off the road 8 times between you leaving here and trying to get your old ass home.
There's enough trouble on the road trying to get anywhere as it is without somebody trying to run you off the road. There's drunk people out there. There's people who just, let's face it, just can't drive worth a damn. Yep. There are plenty of those people out there. So I don't dogs come across the road all the time. I hit a few and I've swerved a few.
How'd you choose which ones to spare? Was it?
I tried to not hit any of them. I'm just saying they get out in the road. Deer get out in the road.
Deer. Police,
if you just show your license to them, it ain't no. All they want to do is see your license. But it does slow you up.
Slows you up. Yeah. You got to make up that time later after the police are out of sight. You're like, I lost 15 minutes with that shit. Now I got to gun it. You ain't
going to lose nothing. Idiots on the computer lose.
Looking at your phone.
They lose an hour and a half because they won't show the policeman their license.
Oh, am I being detained? Those people.
Yeah.
That's the worst is if you had a roadblock and you get behind them. Am I being detained?
You're going to be there. I mean, it takes a while for a police tells them to pull up the side of the road because they sit there and argue with them. If I tell you what, I don't want to be behind one of them when I got to go through police, set up, whatever it is they call it, blockade.
What were we talking about?
Huh?
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week.
Well,
Peanut Pockets Restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Since 1954, 60 years here in Murfreesboro. One of our longest running establishments. Everybody loves Peanut Pocket Steakhouse?
It's like an establishment. I mean, this Murfreesboro, it's been here for years and years. Since I was, middle-aged young man, it's been here, yeah.
Since you were a middle-aged young man. Yeah. Peanut Pocket Steakhouse here in Murfreesboro, just off the square.
Yeah.
They just want to give $25, let everybody know, the year of their 60th anniversary is still ongoing.
Coming up. Yeah. Yeah. They
wanted to let everybody know that despite the recent troubles that they are open for business.
Now, why you won't bring it? Well,
they said they just need to let everybody know everything is fine. So that's Peanut Pocket Steakhouse.
Well, there was something going on down there. I will say yes. I don't know why I got to bring it up in the sponsor. Well, you did. It was. I went down there to pull in. There's just chaos down there. I turned around and went out, and that went on for a few days. It was nasty down there. Just people, people mad, people angry. So
maybe just quickly we should get into this so people know what we're talking about. Most people have been following the news here in Murfreesboro, so they know. Peanut Pocket Steakhouse has a mascot, of course, everybody's favorite restaurant mascot, Mr. Peanut Pockets. He's been around since they opened, basically, not long after. The first Peanut Pockets, Jackie's favorite, old McCleary Downsome.
Mr. McCleary Downsome. They've been good ones since him. Like I said, there always one bad one, and he did not last long. He was out of there with a blink of an eye.
And we don't even want to say what he was in trouble for.
Yeah. But as soon as they caught wind of that, he was gone. He didn't get it. But anyway, that's one out of how many now?
Right. My favorite was Dale Variety back in 80s to mid-90s.
He was good, too. Like I said, there ain't ever been one that I just didn't like. Fortunately for me, I never did go in there and see that because that was so fast. I never just saw his picture in the paper. That's all I saw. And didn't see him in the outfit or anything.
Sometimes they have celebrity Peanut Pocket appearances. We said last time they were a sponsor, we said that Ronnie Millsap, Leanne Rimes, Johnny Majors.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of different, just for one night, they put on the Peanut Pockets outfit with those deep, bulging pockets full of peanuts.
Just throw them all over the place.
Trumpet sounds, get out of the way or open wide.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
And here come the peanuts.
Yeah, they come. See, just throw them everywhere.
Everywhere.
All over the place. I cover my food up is what I do.
Some people do that. Some people.
I just get down, because when I get home, you shake your clothes loose, you got, there's a little bowl of peanuts to eat later. Yeah.
You can't tell if you having an affair with a Peanut Pockets waitress. Your wife gonna know because they're gonna be peanut shells.
Well, you don't have to put it that way, but yeah, there are peanuts everywhere. Ain't no, you gonna get peanuts all over. You get in the hair. But that's part of it. That's what the part of Peanut Pockets expects, and that's the reason it's been an institution in Murfreesboro for years. Yeah, but like I said, I always liked the first. McCleary Downsome, he's my favorite. Mr. Peanut Pockets, but that was just because he was of my generation. It's not like the other ones are bad. They fine. They
not
throw,
to your taste.
They throw peanuts just good. Do all the sayings and the dance, all that stuff. They do it fine.
Yeah, what people usually say is your favorite Peanut Pockets, Mr. Peanut Pockets, is the one like when you were in junior high school. That mine was Dale Variety, and he was around from Michael Jackson to just before Alanis Morissette, and that that's my childhood.
Yeah. But everything's fine down there.
Everything's fine.
Oh, good.
Their most recent Mr. Peanuts Pockets. The contortionist one, the one that could do the bend, he'd come out, throw some peanuts at you, and then he'd bend way, way back.
Yeah. And that's entertaining, yeah. I saw
and then
him
he could sing
times,
that Eric Clapton real good.
Yeah. That's who sings that song, right?
Yeah, Wonderful Tonight.
Well, you look wonderful tonight. He's singing that. You look good, and here's these peanuts in your face. I'll throw them at you, Wonderful Tonight. That's old Eric Clapton, yeah.
So, and that, of course, that was Andy Recorder. Everybody knows Andy. He's been there for a while. Well, I don't need to let you guys know that there's been some trouble here in Murfreesboro with the Sullivan-McKinley Wars.
It's getting awful, and there ain't no I don't even like bringing it up on here, because I ain't got no opinion on the matter, so I ain't going to have nothing to do with any of them. But it's getting... people up getting crazy over this.
Sullivan of Sullivan Auto Parts and McKinley Air Conditioning have a feud because McKinley found a picture of Sullivan allegedly, with his hand on McKinley's sister Lynette's boob.
I don't want to hear all this.
While her wheelchair husband was in the wheelchair Olympics.
All right.
Now Sullivan says that's not him. McKinley says that scar on your chin, because you can't really see his face, but you can see his chin and his hand on that boob.
All right, and enough.
Sullivan says that's not the scar on my chin. That's a fleck on the photograph or the film, or it happened in the development of the film.
All right, it's silly.
Two sides of the story. Then Jackie stirred things up when he said they were best friends.
I did no such a thing. Listen to what you just said. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. All this over that. The stupidest thing ever. All this mess, people riled up, and they were fine. Sullivan's Auto Parts, a fine establishment. McKinley had the washing machines, everything's fine.
Air conditioning,
whatever it is. They just sell what you sell. That's it. And you don't. They ain't in conflict. They two different things. You can go to one and the other.
It's that boob picture. That boob picture.
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
So this town is torn asunder. People picking sides, putting signs up in their yards. Sullivan, McKinley. I'm Team Sullivan. I'm Team McKinley. Last week, our good friend Jim Beavers,
pitiful.
Comcast cable, got run off the road by Sullivan, who did apologize.
Well, I didn't hear it from him. You apologized for him to me, and he ain't got to apologize to me on here. You go down the hospital and you apologize to who you run off the road. Well, he's out of the hospital now. He ain't in there no more.
He just bumped his head, really.
Well, he's fine. He's doing all right.
I don't know if it's because of the world today, with all the crises from the Ukraine to the damn border kids to Syria, fucking Syria.
All right, watch your mouth.
Goddamn Egypt to what am I forgetting? Shit in Iraq.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
ISIS, yeah.
Ebola.
Ebola had
them kidnapping Africans, taking the little girls.
Yeah. Pitiful. World is.
I run out of cuss words. I couldn't think of another cuss word for all the crises.
I'm at an age where I've seen a lot of horrible things happen in this world, but not all at once like this. Every time the news don't even know what to talk about. There's so much stuff.
And then you see that everyone's on edge. Everyone feels this tension, and I just wonder if it's just affecting us everywhere.
I think that's what it is. I think people are just getting crazy.
So if Obama was doing a better job, I guess everybody would be.
That's you damn right. If he was taking care of stuff like he's supposed to do, that's what his job is. You president, United States, you take care of stuff. That's your job.
So I'm just saying maybe Murfreesboro would not be about to boil over with Sullivan versus McKinley.
Well, there ain't no point, people. Like I said, there's enough bad stuff. You just went down the list going on in the world. Why you got to do something this stupid?
Well, Andy Recorder, the most recent Peanut Pockets, Mr. Peanut Pockets, was out. He was singing his Eric. He was throwing peanuts. He was singing his Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
He was doing his contortions.
That's what he does. He does all of those real good, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he stood up and said, well, I hope y'all enjoy your steaks, and I just want you to know I support McKinley. Oh, and about half the restaurant got up and left right then.
Well, tell them what since
crunching their way to the door.
That's when I went down there. They out there with signs.
Then there come the protesters.
Yeah.
Well, when people start coming to the restaurant protesting, you know who's got to take care of that, who does crowd control is Mr. Peanut Pockets.
Yeah.
So he comes out there, he's like, look, y'all got to get out of here. I have, I'm going to allow you to have your freedom of speech, but people trying to eat, we need peace. And they're like, Sullivan. And he started throwing peanuts at them, and he threw I mean, you can watch a tape. He threw peanuts way too hard.
He did. I never seen anybody. Well, of course, under the circumstances, you wouldn't throw them that hard inside the restaurant while people were eating. This is a different situation. He's out front. He's supposed to get these people, to calm down,
it looked bad. It
didn't look good. Never looks good when somebody throws peanuts that hard at somebody. That don't ever look good.
Way too hard.
Yeah.
And it was way over the top, and it was all over YouTube. And so that was it for Andy Recorder as Mr. Peanut Pockets.
He was a good one, too, yeah.
Yeah, it's really too bad. They had to bring in a new Mr. Peanut Pockets, somebody from the community, grew up around in the subdivision behind Peanut Pockets, who knew the area. Lester Speed Seat come in.
Yeah. I
think that's a stage name. I think about half of the Mr. Peanut Pockets take stage names.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know entertainment business. That's what they do.
If they have an ethnic sounding last name or something, they just want to appeal to all people who love steak.
Yeah.
They don't want a lot. Where are you from? So Lester Speed Seat is the new Mr. Peanut Pockets, and of course, here come people protesting the treatment that they got at the hands of the former Mr. Peanut Pockets. And things just getting out of hand. And he's like, look, I want to throw my peanuts. I want to let people eat their steaks.
That's part of what you go there for.
And I want to let you have your say in a peaceful manner. But we got to, I guess a curfew, I guess you could call it. Like, y'all got to be out of here by 11.
Yeah.
So, because we got to roll silverware.
Well, you got to close up. Yeah.
You got to close up.
Well, you got to get ready for the next day. They don't sweep all the peanuts up.
It takes all night to get. I mean, by 11 o'clock at night, you are up to your balls in peanut shells.
Well, yeah, it's like snowstorm or something. You got to wade through it. They leave some on the floor, but not like that. They get rid of more than half of them.
And one layer on the floor. They don't want less than an inch of peanuts and peanut shells on the floor. Very strict guidelines. They run a tight ship at Peanut Pockets.
Well, it's good. Like I said, it's
but they did not like that curfew, and they again, the new Mr. Peanut Pockets, Lester Speed Seat, got to throwing peanuts, and he was throwing them way too hard, and
you think he would have learned from the last one?
Well, he said he was trying not. He said, I was talking to everybody. I was walking with the protesters. I gave them some peanuts to throw. We were all throwing peanuts and talking and enjoying our freedom of speech. But by the end of the night, tensions had boiled over again. Everybody went home, but you just knew the next night something bad was going to happen. So
they keep coming back. Is what the one they don't like is gone.
Well, you don't have freedom of speech one night only.
I know that, but they got mad. It was never all. It's not Peanut Pockets, the establishment. It was that one fella, the contortionist fella, playing a part.
Andy Recorder.
Now I will say he represents Peanut Pockets when he has that uniform.
He
outfit.
Absolutely does.
It's not a uniform. It's like a clown.
Costume,
like
really.
Costume, what it is. But when you have that on, you are representing. But what did they do? They fired him. They got him out of there.
They got Lester Speed Seat in.
But now he did the same thing, and he shouldn't have. He should have learned from the last one.
And now it's getting worse because they have brought in the Peanut Pockets Patrol.
Wow.
So they've deputized a bunch of bus boys, and they got them outfitted in spare Peanut Pockets, Mr. Peanut Pockets costumes.
Wow.
And, they're like, tonight we're ready for them. They're like, we got military-grade peanut launchers.
Wow.
Combat-ready flak shells. Canisters of nut gas.
Well, you got to do what you got.
And tanks.
What? Tank?
They got tanks out there in front of Peanut Pocket. I don't know who'd want to try to go in there and eat, honestly.
Well, I'm just saying you got to do what you got to do in order for people to enjoy a nice meal. What's sad is that they got all that outside that when you're inside eating, ain't nobody all the peanut pockets outside. There ain't one in there to throw nothing at you.
Nope, you're in there with no peanuts.
Well, that's part of the fun of going. So I don't. Like I said,
well, you could go protest because you get plenty of.
I ain't going to protest. I wouldn't dare do that. That's something I don't do.
It's scary. Why would you even want to go inside when you got a line of the Peanut Pockets Patrol standing up there with them mirrored sunglasses on, their arms crossed, tough guys, scared to death? I wouldn't go in there. And then the new Peanut Pockets, they're like, well, he's supposed to be, from the community, Lester Speedseat, and he keep, he may be the scariest one of all because those bulging deep pockets full of peanuts that never end. It doesn't matter how many protesters show up. He's got a peanut with your name on it.
Same way inside. You said, well, he's going to run out before too long.
No, he never does.
He never runs out. I don't know how to do it. I don't
either. They took some of that peanut throwing technology and they militarized it.
Well, under the circumstances, I don't know who's right or wrong in that situation. It's a mess. I understand why they need, they're your sponsor. They need to do whatever they can to get people down there.
Andy Recorder now, he's gone over to McKinley, and he's McKinley's personal peanut pockets.
Why do you got to be either one? It don't make no sense to me. That's all this mess. I went to go down there, like I said, I pulled in the parking lot, and it's just raining peanuts, hitting the car, people screaming. It's the worst thing. I ain't going to get out and eat here, and it's all over foolishness. It's all over just the dumbest thing ever.
I'm just afraid McKinley, let alone what's happening at Peanut Pockets, but now McKinley has his very own cable installer and his very own Mr. Peanut Pockets. I just wonder if that's too much power for one man.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I just don't like. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I just don't like the way. I know Sullivan run Jim Beavers off the road, but now McKinley seems to be amassing these generals, I guess you could say. I don't know. It just seems like he is outclassing Sullivan strategically. I don't know how all this is going to end up.
It don't need to end up no how. It's all crazy. People need to get their heads on straight. Why would you want to be on either side? I don't want to have nothing to do with nobody that mad for no reason. It's just silly.
Peanut Pockets is my sponsor this week. Telling you to come on in, everything.
Why would anybody go down there? Like I said, I know why they need it. Wants to be a sponsor, but I mean...
Well, they give me $25.
Well, yeah, they got to do whatever they can. I mean, people ain't coming in there,
I was like, you got to meet me down at Dodge's, because I ain't coming in.
I wouldn't go near that. Like, normally you want to get peanuts thrown all over you.
Have you ever had a snoot full of nut gas?
What?
It's not a pleasant experience.
Nut gas? Hey, welcome to the Red State Update Podcast. This is Jackie Brawls.
Podcast. I'm Dunlap.
Yep, and on this week we got a good sponsor. I do anyway. I don't know what you got to say, but it's old buddy, and things are better than they were, but ain't quite like they should be. It's old Dr. Birdman. Now, he wants to thank you all again for all the letters you wrote to the judge and the police officer, all the letters you wrote him. He appreciates that letter writing campaign. He can't thank you enough. And plus, it touched his heart, too. But it did come down that they don't have enough evidence. I think that's the case, but they have released him on his own recognizance at this time. Now, he can't leave, he can't leave Murfreesboro, anytime soon. But, he's got reason to stay here besides police making him stay, or judge, whatever. So Dr. Birdman is having this coming week. Come out and see him and thank him for all he's done for the community, and be grateful that he's out of jail. They got to let him go. He's gonna have the free Heartbird rally, and it's right off a square. Go on down there, and as you know, now he's been out for a while. Heartbird, no one has seen hide nor hair of Heartbird because animal control has got a hold of it, and for whatever reasons, they let Dr. Birdman out. They ain't letting Heartbird out.
So animal control still has Ghostbird.
It's Heartbird. Don't see that stuff. When you say stuff like that, that's how this rumors get started. People say Ghostbird, which is not. He's Heartbird. He's hurt. He ain't a ghost. He ain't dead. He's
we
just
saw
hurt.
when the fireworks. Go back and listen to our post-July 4th episode. We talk about what we saw when the fireworks were going off, and Don Jekyll Jr. had them over in the Little Lots parking lot.
There was so much going off. The transistor thing blew up on the pole. The light, the sparks are flying everywhere. Plus, all the fireworks going crazy, and just all the noise in your head make it ring. And it looked like it was just a optical illusion, that's what that was. You look up and you see all that combined, it looks like a glowing ghost or whatever you want to call it, but that ain't what it is.
What I'm worried about is that the powerful spirit of Ghostbird has left its mortal body.
First off, no one has confirmed that Heartbird is dead. Animal control will not comment on this. That's another thing that makes everything fishy. Now, rumors got started because everybody got sick. All the people at work there, they had to bring in some people from out of town to come take their place, animal control. Right. Now, some of these people were wearing military uniforms, but that's just because they had training in animal whatever.
See, I've heard that they got Heartbird at Area 51.
No,
is that it? Area 51?
They don't. There's rumors saying Air Force guy Air 51. That's how these things get started.
That they're experimenting on him. They're trying to tap into his power.
No.
That's what the word on the street is.
That's just silly. Now, the reason people saw servicemen going into animal control is because the only people they could get at that time, they come in to fill Slott when all the people at animal control got sick. Now, everybody's saying that's a curse, whatever. Ghostbird did something to them. That ain't true. But listen, they work at animal control. How many animals they get in there all the time got all sorts of diseases? It's just a mess. Just the fur coming out and slobbering, the eyes, all matted up. All that. They deal with sick animals all the time. Now, sometimes the animal's all right. Now, Heartbird is sick. I ain't saying he ain't sick. We all know how, Heartbird is. But
what I heard was they moved him from animal control and because he was making everybody sick with his powers.
No.
And so all animal control people got sick, and they had to move him underneath the MTSU Blue Raiders training facility.
No, that's another rumor
where the water boys were taking care of him, and they got sick, and then the military moved in.
They're just saying that.
The latest I heard.
Because them water boys all got sick at the same time. Soon after animal control is how these rumors get started.
And not to mention the football team.
Well, they did, yeah, a lot. All of them got sick, but that they all together in the shower, everything else. One of them sick, all of them gonna get it. That's how it is. They everywhere together. So do you start these rumors?
If you shower together, let me just say, a shower should keep you healthier because you're washing all the germs away.
Well, yeah, I ain't saying
you in a shower with a bunch of other 20-year-old young muscular men, and you're getting all clean and soaped up and slick.
Well,
that sounds to me like the healthiest place you can be.
Well, take a shower is good. I'm just saying that's the level of intimacy that these gentlemen are involved with one another. All use lockers, and they all go out together after a game.
Do this and that.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, that's what the point I was trying to make. It ain't showers. It makes them sick. I ain't saying that, but
so it's like they just hanging out and just
everywhere. Now
general intimate contact day to day.
Out on the field when they tackle each other, go down on the ground. I know they got pads on and the helmet, but still, their diseases can. That's how things spread when you get to rough
rolling
house.
around on the ground in the mud and the dust.
Yes, with all your friends.
Just being filthy.
Well,
and then you got to go get in the shower.
It's the same, like I said.
Clean up.
Well, after they finish playing, that's what they do. Yeah, but
we're talking about the MTSU football team.
Well, yeah, boy.
And then they got sick.
Well, they did, yeah.
That's all we're saying because of Ghost Bird.
Well, Heartbird, and not because of Heartbird. Heartbird's animal control. I don't know why animal control's doing what they do. There is a big trial that's coming up concerning this, the spectacular fireworks, 4th of July thing, whatever. It was Heartbird to see him fly across a Big Lots parking lot. But lots of things are involved. Now, John Jacob Jr., you're a good friend.
Yep,
you're a criminal. Yeah, he's still locked up.
He is still in Coley's prison.
Now, I think part of the reason that he is ain't necessarily because of this, but for several outstanding warrants beforehand. But still, this don't help this situation that he was involved in.
No, it does not help.
No,
it's weird. I reached out to him recently. I was like, hey, how you doing?
No.
I sent him a letter, and he sent me back a lot of Marxist propaganda, so I'm not sure what is I don't know if he's going through some sort of Malcolm X met Rock in prison, and now he's going to be something else.
That's just more reasons not to. He was already a criminal. Now
he's going through some sort of transformation.
If he's communist, Malcolm X, all that mess, then there's another reason not to stay around him. Just you ought not have people like that in your life. They're going to bring trouble every time. He's a convict. He's in jail. He's locked up.
He is. He's in a lot of trouble, folks. So I guess Dr. Birdman gets to run around the streets after endangering the lives of birds.
He did not do any such thing. And there's a rumor going around about that he's got a curse on him. That ain't the truth. Now,
how many curses can Dr. Birdman
as many as idiots can make up, I reckon, because none of this is true. Now, if he's now the Herbert rally's going to be indoors. There's a reason for that. When he goes outside, when they let him out of jail all the way to the car, and any time, the press follow this and that, birds are swooping down at him and this and that. Now, this ain't no curse. These are some of the birds that got let loose, when all this went down. Now, these birds, imagine, it's just like, your daddy left you, and that wasn't his fault. That was because they locked him up, and they think they've been abandoned, and they, hold grudges. But you know how a bird is. If you had a parrot or anything like that, this. But anyway, they hold grudges, and they swooping down at him. And this is because of the Murfreesboro police locking him up in Coley's jail, prison. It's their fault, because there was no reason to do that to begin with, and that, he would have never. Them birds would come right back down.
So you're saying that these birds are attacking him because he left them and they love him so much?
He was taken,
not because of years of mistreatment.
What?
And the sale.
He didn't
and
know.
Trafficking of.
He fed them and bathed them and took care of them. He was with them as much as any football player on Blue Raiders team, MTSU team. He was with them birds 24/7, always with them. And then suddenly he didn't leave them. He was taken away in handcuffs like a common criminal, thrown in a car and held in that Coley prison for I don't know how long. It's been a while. He's out now. They finally realized they ain't got nothing to hold him on, and they kept him that long. So it's been a long time. This is just like your daddy. You get mad when your daddy leave you here at the store, and he'd be gone. Your mom would be on vacation, whatever the hell she's doing, but he'd leave you here at the store, and then he'd leave, say, I'll be back in a few hours. It's another week, and I got to, put your mat back there in the back room and, leave you in the store that long. I fed you and took care of you, but you cussed your old daddy up and down. You cried your little eyes out. I never forget. Mad as could be. Where's my daddy? My daddy's coming back. I said, well, we hope so. I don't know. I wouldn't lie to a child that didn't know. Your daddy where he was, he'd go out, come back and broke a neck or, who knows what he's going to do.
It's so cold back there. On my mat in the storeroom.
Well, you had a place to stay, didn't you?
So cold.
I fed you and you had a place to stay. Had to take you home, give you a bath about midweek. Speaking of size.
Can I tell you don't ever let Jackie Bros Miss Bros give a good bath. Soap you up, have fun,
Well,
get
she
the
come
duck
back
in the tub.
She'd check on you all the time, yeah.
Jackie, throw you in the tub cold. Wash it all.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. What do you mean throw you in there? I
Give
didn't
you
pick
a
you up,
rough
throw you.
rag.
Well,
Heart
rough
bites.
rag. You get your soap and you soap up and clean yourself. They ain't what?
He
it
didn't
ain't
tell
fun.
me a story.
It ain't playtime, fun time. It's
He
still
didn't
bad.
sing me no song.
Oh hell!
He didn't tell me how handsome and strong I looked.
What? No, you take a bath. You take a bath. Now, if Miss Rose won't make it happy, fun time, that's fine. Y'all have a good time. Play
Washed
with
my
the toys.
hair with Ajax. Got all in my
I
eyes.
didn't get no Ajax. It was in the wrong spot, and I thought it was other shampoo.
Ajax is not shampoo.
Well, I know that now. It's been years since I had a child around there. Miss Rose, I'll say, I had to work. She took care of her most time. And around the time you come over, Miss Rose, have a tired day. She wasn't as bad as she is now, but she'd have a tired day, what we call it. She need to lay down all day. And then I'd come home, have to clean you up. Just be glad you had everybody to clean you up. You could have been living out in the street. Oh, county come up and snatch you up. You'd still be in there, the hurt bird, for all I know.
This is when Mama was married to Randy number 1.
He work on them cruise ships. She'd go with him. Every so often she'd go on all of them, but she'd be gone for a while.
Randy number 2 worked on the General Jackson, so he stayed closer to home. But
Well,
also,
still work on a boat.
She like a man in a sailor suit.
Well, yeah. Some women like that sort of thing, I guess.
So let me get this straight. So there is a what's your sponsor?
I stud said what it was. It is the Dr. Birdman.
Out of jail.
He is out of jail. Him and P-Top are getting together.
P-Top?
P-Top.
P-Top Clark?
No, not P-Top Clark. It's an organization to help animals. It's people for ethical treatments of animals whenever possible.
Oh, the good one.
P-Top, yeah.
The one that's easier to get along with.
Well, yeah, Pete is crazy as hell. I don't know, but listen, don't kick a dog. Everybody agree with that. But
yeah.
Anyway, well, yeah, so they're trying to help him. They help put up this, Dr. Birdman and P-Top put up this rally.
P-Top Clark?
No, I just told you what it was. Oh. I just told you, P-Top, people
that
for
is
ethical
confusing.
treatment of animals whenever possible.
Because there's P-Top Clark, and then there's P-Top, the people for the ethical treatment of animals whenever possible.
That's what I'm talking about, them. Yeah, not the man, not the name, P-Top. I'm talking about the organization. Them and Dr. Hurtbird putting a free Hurtbird rally. Now, that's coming up this Thursday, right off a square. Oh, and I'm supposed to mention this, too. It's not too far down the street. It's a smaller rally, but you remember Jimmy helped Dr. Birdman.
Dr. Birdman's henchman, who's been
no,
on the run
he ain't no
ever since the 4th of July went down.
No henchman. He just a drifter. When Dr. Birdman be kind enough, like I was kind to you, take you in and give you a bath, Dr. Birdman helped this man.
I was a child.
Well,
Dr. Birdman's friend Jimmy is a grown man who is a drifter.
He give him some work. He give him
shifty.
He ain't shifty. He give him some work. He down on his luck. That's just some people. That's their lot in life. So be it. But thank goodness there's people like Dr. Birdman to help him out. Now, like you said, he been missing. They've been looking for him to testify on all these happenings. He was there that night, and he hadn't been gone. But they picked him up off of I-40. I was pleading for him to come in, and they picked him up off of I-40. Brought him in, and like I said, I feel bad about this, so I'm going to have to go over this rally for a little bit, because I told Jimmy, come back, they just won't talk to you, but evidently they're holding him. So yeah, down the street, right off a square, down further down, is a free Jimmy rally. I'm going to make an appearance here, but it is a lot smaller, just a few, people like himself, drifter, vagrants, whatever, going to be there.
Well, that sounds like more fun of a rally.
Well, they're going to be there around a barrel, something, talking, singing, I don't know what. But it's
I don't
Jimmy.
get along with Jimmy, but we do have friends in common.
All right, go down there, fine.
You can go to see Dr. Birdman, whatever, Dr. Birdman's
Birdman, say his
rally,
name right, yeah.
where he's getting birds, a flock of birds follow him around and swoop And this is going to be inside, so they won't be swooping down on his head and pecking at his eyes and ears.
What?
But if you open a window or if anybody tries to go in or out, get back to their car or something, those birds are going to try to get in because these birds hate Dr. Birdman. Not because they miss him, because he rode them around in a flatbed truck with some wire and the wind blew half her feathers off, and then he tried to sell them to drug dealers, and then he put them in a parking lot. All the big lots between here and Tupelo.
Oh, come on. Now, birds love the wind. They in the wind all the time. They love the wind. They fly in the wind.
And these birds are getting their revenge on Dr. Birdman, and he's having a rally to try to get hurt bird back from either the feds or animal control or the MTSU Water Boys, possibly the football team.
That's a bunch of bull.
Somebody's got hurt bird, and he wants hurt bird back that we can give him to him.
Hurt bird is his property. It's his. It belongs to him. It's his property. He wants his bird back, and he has every right. That's the reason they're having this free rally. Now, you sitting here making it sound like it's Alfred Hitchcock's birds coming at him all the time. It ain't like that at all. It's about like when you walk by blue jay too close to it. We got eggs, baby birds, and they, I swoop at you. It's about like that. It ain't like a bunch of them. But maybe two at most at a time.
No, it is not like Alfred Hitchcock's birds.
No.
We didn't know why that was happening. And with Dr. Birdman's birds, it's personal.
Oh, it is personal, but not for the reasons you're saying.
And I'm going to have to call up P-Top, not P-Top Clark, but the organization, and let them know.
Oh.
And maybe I'll call up P-Top Clark, too, and just put my cards on the table and say, look, I don't know if you're an organization that helps animals. You should be trying to put hurt ghost bird back in the hands of the man who hurt him to begin with.
It's his property. He live with that bird every day, the same like the other birds. You don't even know how bad that bird's doing without him. Who knows what they're doing in there. They're just holding it up. These birds, there's a lot of healing to be done between Dr. Birdman and all of his birds, and it will happen, and maybe it can all start at this free hurt bird rally this Thursday. Wait, sorry, hang on, 7. You get there at 5, but they don't give cookie lemonade till 7. But people can start coming at 5. Bring signs.
Wait. Why can't they have the lemonade ready when people get there?
It's like any party. That's when it's served. Dinner is at this time.
Well, it ain't dinner. It's lemonade. You would have lemonade for people before
you get
the
it
dinner
at 7 o'clock. You get it 7 o'clock.
That is poor planning.
Whatever. You plan your own damn thing. See what they're serving down at Jimmy's rally. Just go on down.
I'll bet you it comes out of somebody's hip flask.
All right.
And it'll be ready at 5, 4:30. Midnight, whenever you get there,
all right.
They're going to have something to drink at Jimmy's rally. Now, again, I don't get along with Jimmy. He scares me, but we have friends in common.
Well,
probably some of the pre-greeters will show up at Jimmy's rally.
I'm going to make an appearance down there. I hope I don't see none of that mess. I'm coming down there to make an appearance because they holding Jimmy for no reason. As far as I know, they ain't got no reason to hold him after they question him. Need to let him loose. There ain't no right. Now, they need to let Hurtbird loose, too. So go down there. Hurtbird rally, get that 5 snacks and beverage served at 7, and then walk on down to Free Jimmy just for a little bit. Maybe I see you at one of the 2. I know there ain't no time like you said. There ain't no time at Jimmy rally. You probably right.
This is just off the square?
Well, the rally's off a square, and then the other one's off a square, like down one more block.
I got you. Well, I got a sponsor this week, Jackie.
Wow.
And it's also for an event that's occurring Thursday night.
Huh.
At 7.
It's conflicting sponsors
well,
right
I didn't know.
No,
But it sounds like you can show up at your rally at 5, then swing by Jimmy's at 6.
No, you go
and
by.
Then at 7.
You go to yours at 5, and then come by and get by
mine's
7.
At 7.
Well, you're going to miss out on cookies and lemonade. That's all I'm saying if you leave at that time.
I think we'll have some cookies and lemonade at the TT Slott Bottled Water Association and Coley's Christian Cinema's peace screening. Now, Jackie, you know there's been a lot going on this week. The Sullivan and McKinley flare-ups, the violence,
for no
the
reason.
sign stealing, the people calling each other names.
Reason. There ain't no reason for any of it. Idiots.
This town is on edge.
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's neighbor against neighbor, brother against sister, friend against buddy.
No, it's a bunch of idiots mad at one another for no reason. There's no reason.
And people...
It's getting to the point where people I know had more sense than that to be on a side. What the hell you got to pick a side for? And I say, well, you better hurry up, Jackie. It's, before it's too late. What do you mean before it's too late?
People think you a bandwagon jumper.
Oh, hell. I don't have nothing to do with either one of them.
People choosing sides now can say, I was on Team Sullivan back before it was cool.
Oh.
Or I was on Team McKinley back before Jackie joined up.
And I ain't going to join up. Ain't none of it cool. It's all stupid.
Just briefly, Sullivan, McKinley, air conditioning.
Washing machines.
No, I'm right. Air conditioning.
What?
You mix it up every time.
Auto parts. All right.
Sullivan Auto Parts, McKinley air conditioning.
All right.
Jackie always gets air conditioners and washing machines.
Well, it's just different, same kind of business, sort of.
McKinley found a picture of his sister, Lynette. There was a man in a picture with his hand on Lynette's boob. Lynette is married. Her husband was in the wheelchair Olympics. McKinley says it was Sullivan. Sullivan says that is not him in that picture. McKinley says you got that scar on your chin. Sullivan says that is a fleck that occurred in the photography or the development of the film.
What? Just none of it. Why?
Then Jackie said they were best of friends, and that stirred up all this trouble. Now the town is ripped asunder.
Oh, hell, don't waste your breath on any of this. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody gives a damn. It's crazy.
That may be true, Jackie, but I feel I need to update our new listeners.
There's no reason to... Ain't nobody new.
So this town has been already. Sullivan run Jim Beavers of Comcast Cable off the road when he was installing cable over at McKinney's house.
No reason at all. He ain't got nothing to do on either side of this.
People
got more sense in that.
People are choosing sides, and people are fighting. People are arguing, and the whole town is tense. And people want law and order. If there's anything we've learned in this world, it's you cannot just throw your town to the wind. And the mayor of Murfreesboro was derelict in his duties, said the Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association, of which T.T. Slott is president. So
I agree with that, but I don't agree with no prostitute organization. He should have taken care of this a long time ago because ain't no reason for it. Should have commented on it or something.
Not a prostitute organization. It's a bottled water association.
She is a known prostitute. It's
former prostitute.
All right.
And she, in the charter, I mean, you may not know this, but the Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association is a powerful organization. And bylaws of the charter say if the mayor is derelict in his duty in providing law and order to the town of Murfreesboro, the Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association may step in, relieve the mayor of his duties, and make the town safe again.
What?
So that you can go down to Peanut Pocket Steakhouse with having a bunch of Nazis.
All right.
And Peanut Pocket outfits throw shells at you.
All right, enough. They do.
I'm not going to go into that story. Just listen to last week's podcast.
They have to do what they got to do to keep a business running, although I don't know why anybody want to go eat there right now. But anyway, you can't go anywhere in this town.
No, that's why Mayor T.T. Slott, well, she's not mayor.
No, she ain't.
She merely runs the organization that controls the mayor's office in the town. So T.T. Slott is in control of Murfreesboro right now.
No, not for officially. That's crazy.
Well, there's no, according to the bylaws, no need for elections. Now T.T. Slott's going to want to hold elections when things quiet down.
What?
When the situation is well under control. But for right now, T.T. Slott figures she is the best mayor. She's not the mayor. She merely runs an organization that controls the office of mayor and therefore
I read that the Water Bottle Association somehow had to do something else. I forgot she ran it.
She's in charge.
You can't have. They was in the paper that they stepped in and so them and a couple other businesses, but mainly them stepped in to get the governor stepped down or mayor stepped down. Which he should, judging by what's going on. His town's going crazy like this, but. T.T. Slott is no prostitute.
Former prostitute.
You can't be mayor.
Look, I can understand that some people are going to be upset by this, but I think if you give her a chance, she's going to bring people together.
Right. That's crazy.
She's a divider, not a conqueror.
What?
Or a divider. She's a uniter, not a divider.
What?
That's what I meant to say. I got uniter, not divider, and divide and conquer mixed up. Just like you get washing machines and air conditioners.
Well, whatever. There's no, I don't understand. I read about this in the paper. It seemed kind of crazy, I know, but Water Bottle Association, again, it wasn't just they were the main one, but some other businesses.
Not the Water Bottle Association. It's the Bottled Water Association. The Water Bottle Association, that's Rio McElroy's organization. No, he is not happy about this.
He's hose water.
Well, he started his own rival, Bottled Water Association.
What?
Water Bottle Association. There's the bottled water. Look, it's simple. There's T.T. Slott's Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association has seized control of the mayor's office.
Well, she run water, whatever, bottled water run.
Rio McElroy started the
business
Bottled Water Association. Right. They took his hoses away because he was racist. So T.T. Slott's Bottled Water Association took Rio McElroy's hoses away because he was racist. He started the Water Bottle Association. But now he's saying he's going to secede.
What?
He's saying he can't stay in a town where T.T. Slott is mayor. He's going to secede.
What is your sponsor? You just telling all this stuff. How is this your sponsor? My head's spinning.
When you wake up and you're like, what? Why am I in the city limits of Hoseboro? It's because Rio McElroy started his own city on the outskirts. The sponsor, Jackie, is the Bottled Water Association, T.T. Slott, in the town of Murfreesboro. It's paired up with Coley's Christian Cinemas. Now, that may raise some eyebrows, but who among us has not been a prostitute? Cast the first stone.
Well, that's what Jesus did, so maybe they
are sponsoring a peace screening for some unity in this town once.
I'll get behind that. Thank goodness somebody's sane. It's like I said, my head's spinning from all the craziness going on in this town.
They want to bring together Sullivan and McKinley, find a movie that's about people coming together, about brotherhood, about overcoming differences.
Yeah.
And they think it's going to be blended.
What is it?
The Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore.
Adams, I can't.
They're waiting to hear from Camp Sullivan and Camp McKinley to see if they can agree that is the movie. Once they have agreements from both Sullivan and McKinley, then prisoners from Coley's prison will begin work editing the movie to make it more Christian friendly.
They's the one that tears the pages out of the Bible, put it in the bags for the Coley snacks.
That's editing, basically.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So the prisoners are the ones that edit these movies up, make them take out all the cussing, take out all the damn nudity.
If you trying to have a peace summit, you going to show something Adam Sandler on, that's just going to rile everybody
up.
Well,
because it's two families come together and then they go to Africa.
Go to Africa.
So, we have a lot of options on the table. So Sullivan-McKinley could come back with other choices. We hope the negotiations don't drag on too long because we've already got Coley's Christian Cinemas booked 7 p.m. Thursday night.
I bet that's
go to Hurtbird, free Hurtbird Ghostbird rally, then go to Jimmy's Drifter rally, then go to Coley's Christian Cinema, T.T. Slott, Bottled Water Association, town of Murfreesboro, peace screening of Possibly Blended.
Well, that's fine. If y'all want to go do that, this town does need to, get everything right, get everything together the way things going. I fully support a peace rally, even if prostitutes involved, former prostitute, whatever you call it. But I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say it right now. That's just going to leave more lemonade cookies for me. Hey, it's Jackie Bros.
Done lap.
And thanks for tuning in, listening on this. It's number 95.
95, only five
more of these to go. And I'm going to miss all y'all out there, even though I don't know you. And I'm going to miss a lot of sponsors. I'm going to miss saying the names on here, some of them anyway. But I just want to tell you all what a great time I've had.
This isn't the last episode right here, Jackie. You save your speeches.
Well, I thought I'd just go ahead, and if I forget by then, I just want to say...
Well, then we're going to have 5 episodes of you saying thank you so much and giving a tearful farewell. Why don't you just save it up? Write it down if you're afraid you're going to forget it.
I ain't going to forget it. I wrote a poem, everything. I know what I'm going to do.
You wrote a poem for the final episode?
Yeah, but I ain't going to do... That's what I'm going to do. And the last one, this one, I'm saying thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I ain't thanking you. I was about to say I had a good time on here besides you, your language and trying to start stuff outside of that.
Well, you're welcome, Jackie. I had a great time with you, too. And despite all the shouting and yelling and shoving, I think that we did some great work here. We really left a legacy that future generations are going to look back on and
There's
say...
100 of them anyway. I don't know who's going to look at them. You don't look at it anyway. You listen with your ears on here.
Well, in the future, when the robots go down into their robot libraries and put on the headphones and say, well, give me an example, computer, of a typical, barely listened to podcast from the mid-2010s. This one's going to roll right up in their head.
I ain't doing
Space.
this. I ain't doing this for
Phones.
robots. They better not listen to this.
Well, it's a good thing you'll be long dead, because that's exactly the kind of thing that ticks a robot off. And they send a ship over to your house and incinerate your family.
Hell.
If you just lay down and don't cause no trouble and pretend like you agree with everything the robots say,
Why?
your family won't get incinerated. But if you get on this podcast and start F robots this and F them up the a-hole.
I ain't going to say I wouldn't use that language, but I can give them that sentiment. What difference does it make if I'm long dead and me and my family ain't going to be around by then?
You're lucky, but maybe they'll look up Jackie Broles the Fourth and say, like, you're doomed, son, because you're peepop.
They ain't going to, no.
Well, said a bunch of anti-robot inflammatory statements in his barely
I'm just
listened to
telling the
podcast.
truth. I ain't doing. That's all I'm saying is I ain't doing this for robots. I don't sit here and argue with you for no robot. Is the point I'm making.
Don't be a troublemaker, Jackie.
I ain't no damn troublemaker. What the hell are you talking about?
You know, the other flip side of this is that after we get done with these 100 episodes, and maybe they'll somehow slip into the public consciousness. Maybe someone will discover them, and they'll say, hey, this was the greatest thing ever. Sort of like you find some old like jazz or blues singer, and people, and collectors are like, this one was good, and they put that on the turntable, and it turns into a thing where...
Either way, it's just nice people on the Facebook saying they listen to it. If that's all it is, that's fine too, yeah?
Maybe their ancestor, their descendants...
Pass it down.
Will pass it down, and
well,
this will
now
form...
they ain't going to do it because you scared the hell out of everybody about robots. You don't want to get them in trouble.
Our listeners are brave and stand up to tyranny, and maybe their great-grandchildren will form the heart of the robot resistance that resists the robots. People resist the robots. You say robot resistance, it sounds like robots resisting other robots.
Ain't no damn robot.
In my mind...
You full of it. Your mind is full of it. Ain't no just crazy talk. But I just let me thank everybody.
Sure.
And start bring up a robot.
Okay.
And again, I ain't doing this, not that any robot ever be listening to this, but if it does, this ain't for you. Turn it off.
Drones. Obama's got drones listening to this right now, probably.
I don't think he
flying around.
I would put it past him, but I don't know why they're wasting time here. There's stuff going on in the world he needs to be paying attention to besides this mess. That's all I'm going to say about that.
But, Jackie, you're welcome for your thanks and well wishes, and I enjoyed working with you, too. And
no, I wouldn't through.
It's too bad that
it's my turn. You never did let me finish. You keep running your mouth about robots. Listen, I want to thank everybody out there. I appreciate y'all listening. Brought tear to our old man's eyes when he rates the reviews. He rates it to me on the iTunes. I tell you what, by the time we get done with these, I'm going to know more about the computer than I ever know in my life. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but either way, I appreciate y'all tuning in, listening on this podcast, and I'm happy to do it for you. So enjoy these last, because that's it.
Yeah, it's too bad we said since the beginning we were only going to do 100 because...
Well, we said it right out the gate. I don't know why everybody said. A lot of people are writing on the Facebooks.
Don't go.
Yeah, don't do it. But we told you from the very beginning. Go back and listen to them if you don't believe me. We ain't going to... We said what we're going to do. We set out to do it, and we're going to do it. Finish it out. So thank you.
You're welcome, Jackie.
For listening. Now, I wasn't thanking you. I was thanking the people listening to this. My sponsor this week is a great sponsor. I had him on here before. Old Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out.
Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out.
Yeah.
Get all the animals that you got animal in your house.
It's you know how a possum, raccoon get up on a house or something and, whether alive or dead, because, sometimes they die up there.
We weren't sure, but he will get out dead animals.
He will get a dead animal out. It's not a problem. Or if something gets in the house, snake get in there. Some people don't, know how to deal with animals. Like, I know how to get an animal in the house. I don't need to call him.
Jackie grew up in the country.
I grew up on a farm, but there's a lot of people these days.
Without doors, apparently.
What do you mean that? Well, no, animals get in the house. If it wants to, animal figure out how to get. They time everything, look, they study it and get in there.
They're that thorough.
Well, possum, raccoon, wanting that garbage or whatever,
That's why you got to get one of those timers for your lights, so the possum thinks you're home.
Yeah, trick them.
Otherwise, they'll be in there eating your Fruit Loops.
They'll get in there.
When you come home from the PTO meeting.
Big rats or whatever it is. Animal get in the house whether you like it or not. But if you don't like it, you call up old Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. He's got my seal of approval, as well as most people in this town who have had a situation with an animal that would not get out or a dead animal they did not want to touch. He's good at that. So he's got my seal of approval. He's got, just to let you know how revered Johnny Greenstreet and how his skills have helped people in this town out. Dr. Birdman right now has currently hired Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. And there's no bigger praise, no better praise. And if it comes from a doctor and a man knows exotic birds, because, he knows animals. You would think Dr. Birdman on his own be able to handle this stuff. But even situations that he gets into, one that he is currently involved in at this time.
It's like Jack Hanna calling Joan Embry over.
Well, yeah, if the snake's too big.
Not for lovemaking.
No. Why did you... No, I don't even...
You don't think they ever...
No, I don't. If they did, I don't want to talk about whatever they did. It don't matter.
Joan Embry aside, can you imagine Jack Hanna making love to anybody?
No, shut your mouth. Why are you...
I tell you what, we're climbing this bed over here now. I'll just go to town on you.
No, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm trying to...
Let me get my khakis off.
I'm trying to endorse Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. Say all the good that they do.
I got it, Jackie. Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out has been hired by Dr. Birdman to get all of Dr. Birdman's old birds to keep them from attacking him.
Well, no, he's handling that. He got a helmet and everything else, or a beekeeper hat, whatever you call it.
Helmet is not handling stuff. That's just dealing with shrapnel.
Well,
that's like they give you a helmet in the Army, and it's not like, well, war's over. That's like you just getting into it.
He's just taking precautions. You don't want to get a beak in top of the head when it swoop over. Now, it ain't a bunch of them. It's 2 or 3 at a time. They don't all come
but
at him
they
at
are,
once.
and you look behind Dr. Birdman, and there's flocks covering the trees. At first, it seemed to be just the birds that had escaped Dr. Birdman's truck of death.
It ain't no
cage
truck of
he
death.
had on a flatbed truck.
It is a legitimate business. I don't know why you got to run him down every time. No, it's just where
But
he keeps
now,
the birds.
if you see Dr. Birdman going down the street, every tree behind him, he's just full of birds. I don't know if these are old birds that have escaped or if the birds are telling other birds and they're ganging up, but they do only send 2 or 3 birds in at a time to attack him.
He had a lot of birds on the back of that truck. You know that. And it's, like I said before, it's abandonment issues. They don't understand. It was not his fault.
You don't think it's revenge?
It's Murfreesboro City Police's fault. Putting him in jail. Ain't no revenge. He love them birds, and birds love him. It's still like I said, you just get someone jerked out of your life like that, and a bird, you can't tell a bird nothing. They don't know any better. They should be pecking at every police officer in this town's head.
Hey, why don't you go to Ferguson, Jack? You sound like you'd fit right in on the streets.
Oh, don't get me. I ain't got nothing to do with Ferguson. I'm talking about...
Trying to turn the birds against the police.
No.
Whatever happened to law and order in this country?
All right. What they put...
You're the Al Sharpton of birds.
I am not. I ain't no such thing. Don't ever call me Al Sharpton nothing. Now, listen, Dr. Birdman's a friend of mine. There was no reason to put him in jail, and they've admitted that thus far. They just let him loose. Ain't no police record or anything. Could not hold him. Kept him in there I don't know how long. So it's their fault. Birds should be mad at them. That's the point I'm saying. I ain't saying be mean to your policeman. This just got to do with birds. I like policemen just fine. They should not have arrested Dr. Birdman. But he is currently working with John Greenstreet to get out. And he's going to get... Let me tell you what they got going. They going to get... They have reason to believe. I was told by Dr. Birdman and Greenstreet that this is a 95% certainty that they are now currently holding Hartbird and underneath the Murfreesboro Museum.
So why did he hire Johnny Greenstreet to get out?
He tired Johnny Greenstreet. He's going to get him out of there. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so Johnny Greenstreet's get out will get animals out of your house, will get dead animals out of your house, and will kidnap animals from other people's houses or
it's
places?
It's not kidnapping. It's his property. It belongs to him. It's just getting an animal out of anywhere. If you want an animal out of there, he'll get it out. You tell it. I mean, anybody would listen to Dr. Birdman's story and just shed a tear. Just separating this, you look at all the regular birds mad at Dr. Birdman swooping at him 2 or 3 at a time. Imagine what Hartbird is feeling now. Imagine the abandonment issues with that bird. And that bird is sick, too. It's just like he left somebody on a deathbed. Pitiful. Pitiful.
It could be dead, and it's a ghost.
It ain't no ghost. Don't start that. Saying that on here. It ain't no ghost.
We should tell listeners that if you hear ghost bird and if you hear hurt bird, it's the same. We're talking about the same.
What?
The same bird.
No, it ain't no such thing as ghost bird.
Then why was the government studying it at Area 51?
They want study. See, these things you get to say in these rumors, that's what people believe. That's what it is. Now, I will go so far with these conspiracy theories to one thing. Now, wherever Hartbird was, people was getting real sick. Now, I thought that was just because, working with animals, animal control, you get sick animals in there all the time. And then, it happened at, Blue Raiders at the football underneath the training, wherever, the locker room, whatever it is.
The Raiders training facility.
The
Raiders warehouse where they keep the footballs.
Where they kept, there was a rumor that they had moved it there. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's because all the water boys football players got sick. Now, I don't know. But what I'm thinking is, you heard of bird flu, right? Everybody knows what the bird flu. Nobody talks about it anymore. Everybody's scared of old Ebola. Now, this ain't hurt bird's fault. In bird flu, there is a cure for it, but I'm wondering if he got something in his feathers. Coughing, he's sick. He is hurt. We never said sick because, he was mostly...
We thought it was when he got hurt. So you're saying he got hurt at New Year's Eve during the recapture.
He was hurt, and he might got sick, too, is what I'm saying. When you get hurt, your immune system, what it does to you.
If you're in a car wreck, they ain't going to be looking for bird flu.
Well, no, they ain't. That's the point I'm making. That's maybe why Hurt Bird has not gotten well. Plus, they had not have been able to raise the funds for a special doctor to work on Hurt Bird. It just hadn't happened yet. But anyhow, Johnny Greenstreet has, like I said, 95% certainty that Hurt Bird is now underneath the Murfreesboro Museum.
Why is that?
Because everyone at Murfreesboro Museum getting sick. I usually whip in there, get me some popcorn, every at least 3 days a week. Best popcorn you ever tasted in your life. And you just get in there, and they have been closed because everybody is just fishy. They say everybody got sick to the stomach, cold, whatever it is, and the entire staff at the Murfreesboro Museum is under weather.
So you, Johnny Greenstreet of Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out, and Dr. Birdman are assuming, because everybody's sick at Murfreesboro Museum, they got hurt ghost bird there.
Well, there's also, now listen, that bird is a tropical bird. He's
either tropical or from the northern lands.
Well, there's a certain climate you got to keep hurt bird at. Now, underneath the museum, as we all know, they have those special rooms where they have to keep the air just a certain way, or all the artifacts in there will crumble. Now, see, that's what makes sense to me. If that bird needs to be, in a locked off space at a certain, temperature to help a bird get better, whatever, that's what makes sense.
They've got the rooms keep it at good bird temperature.
Well, it's not made for birds. It's made for artifact Murfreesboro history at the Murfreesboro Museum. Everybody's seen this stuff so much they don't need to take it out no more.
Plus, they just keep it in there.
It'll fall apart. There's famous Civil War General Pepic. Remember him?
Oh yeah, they got General Pepic's pipe in there.
His pipe in there and the handle off his saber. Now, if the temperature gets regular, if you just open a window or open that door, don't have it set right, those things crumble into dust.
Right before your eyes, which is cool. They used to do that when you'd go on trips to Murfreesboro Museum in elementary school. They'd take an artifact that nobody liked anymore, and they'd open a window and you just watch it crumble into dust.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how everybody knows about that room
fun.
down there. Yeah. So it makes sense to me because hurt bird is nobody can know what kind of state this either hurt or sick is all I'm saying.
Or a ghost.
It ain't no ghost. Don't say that. So I think they're going to have it. But bird ain't in a kind of shape where it could tear those things up if you put it in there with it.
You don't think? What if it eats some of them Civil War buttons?
It ain't going to eat no buttons. Last time hurt bird, you had to feed it with a tube or something anyhow. So
I just don't want to get to thrashing around in pain and knock a bunch of them button cases to the ground.
It ain't going to do no such thing. Now, it ain't going to have time to, because that's the point I'm trying to say. They got 95% certainty, and I'm just saying, I ain't saying it's true. You say all these facts together, they got that, whatever that thing is down there, a special, building tank, whatever, keep the air temperature just right. Mm-hmm. Plus, everybody in there sick. They had to close it up. It's been closed for a week and a half now. I ain't been able to get no popcorn. It's been that long. And you mouth get to missing that flavor, I tell you right now. I know that for sure, because I go down there. Everybody is sick. Said picture had it written on a piece of paper taped in the window. Murfreesboro Museum closed. Everybody sick.
Everybody's sick. And then when they come back, I'll take that paper, save it for the exhibit for the time everybody at Murfreesboro Museum got sick.
Well, who knows? This may be history developing right now.
You never know. Sometimes history happens right for your eyes, and you don't even realize it till later. You're like, huh. That was history.
You don't know what
so they save everything.
Yeah, they everything. Yeah,
like they say when they started making the Murfreesboro Museum popcorn breakfast burritos, And that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And they just take one of them tortillas and they kind of wipe it on the bottom of the popcorn cage.
Took the taste away. I didn't want. I mean,
And
it was
now
good.
nobody liked it.
It was good, but I just want the popcorn
Just
taste
the popcorn
in my mouth
without tortilla.
Tortilla on there.
I mean,
just
they
changes.
would scoop the popcorn up and put it down into a tortilla that wiped around on the bottom of it. But it was just give me a cup.
That's what I said. I just used that tortilla when they was doing that, just as a holder. You just unwrap it, just eat that popcorn and throw tortilla away.
Yeah,
waste,
and it was a big waste.
Yeah.
And we, there was a problem with just like in Murfreesboro, just tortillas just thrown on the ground. People were like, and then they had that big campaign. It was like, put your tortilla in the trash.
Your tortilla. They had that exhibit about that at the Murfreesboro Museum.
And that was a good exhibit. They had the tortillas. They had the sign said put it in the trash.
Had pictures
trash
of the
can.
Had newspaper. Yeah, had that whole campaign. Clean up,
And people slipping on them like banana peels. That part was funny. That was funny.
Yeah,
and then they had Murfreesboro Play Actors Club come in and do like 5 best falls. Like, here's Miss Purtle.
Yeah.
Like, remember when she went down?
React. You can't have Miss Purtle take but one fall, and everybody enjoyed that, so you get the actor play. It's just like reenactment on, Unsolved Mystery or something, except just people falling down. That was one of the best shows. That's the best money I ever spent going to Murfreesboro Museum. No offense about the other productions or anybody in that, but when they dress up in a dress, fall down, that's
really funny.
It's a funny show.
They didn't have enough of that on Unsolved Mysteries. Robert Stack should have been like now watch as she slips down to the
I thought
sidewalk.
You meant he just himself.
Him falling. That would be good too. Like, and no one knows whatever happened to Janice Michelson. And whoa. That would have been amazing. I don't know why.
I don't know.
He gets tangled up in his overcoat.
After a while, you're going to get tired of that. You just want to get to the mystery. And you wait for him to get up, dust himself off, all that. I don't think that's going to work. But anyway, Murfreesboro Museum, I don't know. If I had to lay down $1, I'd go with them. It's the 95% certainty they are planning. I ain't going to say what. All I know, if Hurtbird's in there, ain't nobody going to get him out, but one person has Johnny Greenstreet. Johnny Greenstreet's get out.
Wait a minute. So, you're on a podcast describing a secret operation that's about to go down.
Huh?
With Dr. Birdman and Johnny Greenstreet sneaking in to the damn Murfreesboro Museum like they're trying to get Osama bin Laden. Like, I think Osama bin Laden's here in this compound. It's like Zero Dark Birdie.
What?
And you're blabbing about it. You're the loose lips that sink a ships. Oh, loose lips brawls, I ought to call you.
We can go back, cut this out. Hang on. I didn't think it through.
Tap a microphone.
All right. How many times I don't know how to...
Just
I forget the number when you have to erase this stuff. How you do it? I
7
didn't think that
times.
through. I just got excited to talk about. I was trying to help Johnny Greenstreet get out. Dr. Birdman too. You might as well mention him on here, but I didn't mean to.
John Greenstreet's gonna want that $25 back.
No, we gonna erase it. He ain't ever gonna hear this. Ain't nobody ever gonna hear this. I didn't think it through. I saw. How many times I gotta erase it?
7 times.
7. All right, hang on.
I think you missed one.
What?
That was either 5 or 6.
All right. Hang on. Can I say it as I do it?
Yeah. That doesn't mess anything up.
I didn't know if you hear on this thing. Hang on.
I know. It's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, start over. Hey, Stacky Bros.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dunlap.
And I got a good sponsor. Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. You got any kind of animal in there, any kind of shape, healthy, sick, whatever. I didn't.
Why are you cussing so much?
I'm messing up. I want to erase that too. I don't want to hear nobody hang. 7 damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, Stacky Bros.
Hey, everybody. It's Dunlap. Oh, I guess I messed up. Do it 7 more times.
Why don't you do it?
No, it don't work that way.
What do you mean it don't work that way? You the one messed up. You hit it
I didn't
7
write
times.
the book on podcasting. I don't know.
Well, hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, hell. Hey, it's Jackie, bro.
Hey, everybody. It's Dunlap over here.
I got to thank for tuning in. I want to thank all y'all for listening. This is number 95. 95. Got 5 more to go. I want to thank everybody for listening. Rate your reviews. Bring a tear to old man's eye. Appreciate it. Reading all that stuff. If you ain't done it yet, got 5 more times to do it. And I hope everybody listen to this. And this ain't for robots. Right now, I'm going to say it. I got a good sponsor on this podcast. It's all Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. You get an animal, no matter what kind it is, or how angry, sick, or whatever, if it's in your house, if it's dead, and you're stinking, he'll get in under them floorboards. He'll get down in there. He'll get that animal out, dead or alive. That's Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. Everybody been in the situation. Well, I didn't know how to get an animal out of my house, and I got more sense than that. But some people don't know animals that well, and if anybody knows animals, it's Johnny Greenstreet, and what he knows about them is how to get them out. So if you're in that situation, you know who to call. Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out.
What if you have an animal being held in the Murfreesboro Museum for study, like they don't know if it's a ghost or not? Will he get that out? Like him and Dr. Birdman together planning something? Will he get that out, or is that like a special case? Would you have to pay extra for that, maybe?
What?
I'm just wondering. I just had some questions.
Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. I said what he does. You don't need to ask no questions. Silly questions that don't make no sense. Lies you make it up about John Greenstreet's, how he gets an animal out wherever it is, healthy or not. You hire him, you comes to your house. If you leave the door open, something wanted in, and you scared of it, he'll get it out. That's it.
Is he still an EMT?
What?
He used to be. When first time he was a sponsor on here, he was still doing his EMT work, and he started this on the side. He had a truck with a magnet on it.
He still does that as far as I know.
So it's still a sideline for him.
Well, yeah, but he'll make time. It don't matter if he's on, if he's doing that, he still whip around, come over your place, get that animal out.
Does he ever use an EMT truck, ambulance to whatever they
that's
drive?
Got the sign. That's half of it.
I see.
Scanning out of there.
Oh, he just pulls up and blares a siren. A lot of times them animals run right. Fox run right out.
Well, you still got to pay him. He pulled up there. Sometimes it just confuses the animal, and he just takes advantage of that moment, and he'll get it out. That's what he'll do.
And sometimes he does like Ocean's 11 stuff, like planning a big heist.
Well, it depends on the situation. There's all sorts of situations where he will get an animal out. I'm not going to get into all those situations on here.
Sure, there's a lot of theoreticals.
But he will get it out, rest assured.
So that is Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out.
I said,
Jackie sponsor this week?
I said it. All right, just do yours. You don't have to say mine. Johnny Greenstreet's Get Out. I say it. That's it.
Also a good EMT. He cut my cousin Charlotte out of a pickup truck once.
Well, if he depends on what kind of bind you're in. If they can get an animal out, he can get you, cousin out.
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week. What are you saying about my family? I got a sponsor this week.
I didn't.
Things are still tense here in Murfreesboro, folks. And if you've been listening to the podcast for the last few weeks, you are probably sick of us saying the word Sullivan and McKinley, but I can't.
I am.
But, you turn on the news, maybe you're sick of the words ISIS. Maybe you're sick of the word Syria.
All of it, yeah.
It's still happening. You can't just stick your head in the sand like a damn ostrich. Nobody wants to hang around with an ostrich. Things have gone from bad to, I'd say, worse. Well, there's going to be a big peace summit. You remember last week, Jackie, we talked about it.
I was all for it. I don't care. I'm going to say right now, I don't care who's running it or who's in charge of it. If it's meant to get people to start acting civil and like humans again,
yep,
I was all for it.
It was Coley's Christian Cinemas.
Well, yeah. Fine.
Teaming up with Mayor T.T. Slott.
Oh, she ain't the mayor. She is that organization.
She is the head of the organization that runs Murfreesboro.
I agree that somebody needs to step in, but
Murfreesboro
I
Ball
don't
Water
think former
Association.
prostitute is. I don't even know why they let her run
You
that.
cannot let that go.
Well, if
Did
it's
people
just not
say Ronald Reagan was a former actor over and over
That's
again to the
different.
ad nauseum?
That's different.
Nope. They said he's the president, and we're lucky to have him. And people forgot that he even was an actor with that money.
Well, he was more famous as president than he ever was as an actor. He found his calling.
Well, I would say T.T. Slott is more famous as a local businesswoman.
Now,
and more famous as
all
now
right,
the mayor of
just
Murfreesboro.
Get on with it, fine, but she is not the
They
mayor.
had to, Murfreesboro Ball Water Association had to take over the town because the police and the mayor were derelict in their duties.
Well, it's crazy around here. Ain't nobody doing
They
nothing.
let things flare up. They handled it poorly. That's why restaurants such as Peanut Pockets had their own security team, the Peanut Pockets Patrol.
I don't know why anybody eat there right now in the middle of all this. I know people got to eat, but
Jackie's saying that the birds should attack the police.
I just saying they deserve it. I did not tell no individual bird to attack anybody. I'm saying under the circumstances that they're upset about, they're mad at the wrong person. That's all I'm saying. I never said that bird go and get the police.
That may have been cut out of this episode. I'm not sure. It might have been cut out.
I know.
We had to do some editing, folks. You wouldn't even be aware of it. But now the Slott cops running the city.
Slott cops?
Running a tight ship.
What?
And they've paved the way. You know, the streets were quiet leading up to the peace screening.
Is that? I thought that was Salvation Army out there. In
No,
the
that's
outfits.
how Slott cops dress now.
Like a Salvation Army?
Yes, she found a bunch. She's trying to save the city money, and so she's like, "Well, can't we just get their outfits at a Salvation Army?" And they went in the Salvation Army, and they just happened to have a bunch of actual Salvation Army outfits in the Salvation Army. I didn't know they had those in there. I never go in there. I like to buy clothes that smell clean and new from Walmart.
Well,
not clothes that come out of somebody's dead grandmother's hamper.
Right. You don't need to run them. They do it. They're good for a good cause.
For poor people. I have money and I'm affluent. I don't need to wear somebody's hand-me-downs.
You ain't affluent nothing. Just what? I don't need.
There hadn't been a hurricane. I don't need your leftovers.
Well,
I will go buy my own shirt.
If this town keeps going the way it is, it may be worse than a hurricane. That may be the only clothes left around is going to Salvation Army.
Well, regular people cannot. That's been outlawed. If you are a regular citizen and you have a Salvation Army uniform in your home, you better burn it or join the police force and become a Slott cop because it's illegal to impersonate a Slott cop.
Doing traffic and everything else.
She's trying to bring law and order back to this city, Jackie.
Well, everybody's still at each other's throats.
Scofflaws like you egging the birds on.
I ain't egging.
Makes it harder and harder for them.
I ain't saying no such a thing. I ain't got nothing to do with any of this craziness. People are idiots.
So Mayor T.T. Slott.
She is not the mayor.
And Coley's Christian Cinemas. They had Coley's Christian Cinema. They had a special peace screening. They were going to have it for the damn Blended. They were going to show Blended because it was about people coming together. Drew Barrymore's family, Adam Sandler's family, they get together, go to damn Africa. But they could not agree on Blended, even though they'd kept the Coley's prisoners who do the editing on the Christian films up for 48 hours straight according to the prisoners union, under inhumane circumstances.
What?
So prisoners are mad. Things are tense in Coley's prison now. There have been people setting their beds and toilet paper on fire.
Oh.
It's rough. I talked to Don Jekyll Jr. He said he's never seen it like that in there. He said
should be used to people acting like heathens. He's still locked up in there where it belongs.
Reflects the atmosphere out on the streets in the prison, he says. And then he said a bunch of Marxist philosophy. So I don't know what's happened to him in there. But he's changed. He's a changed man.
We'll
you want people to change in prison, don't you?
We'll wait and see on that.
So the Coley's prisoners do the editing for Coley's Christian Cinemas when they edit the movies out, take out the cussing and the sex.
They also put the Bible pages in the snack food.
Right, they rip those out of the Bible. That's editing.
Snacks, and then they run a theater too. But yeah.
So the prisoners stayed up getting the movie ready, blended. They cut out the middle half of the movie, replaced it with a Billy Graham crusade from 1978. And it worked pretty good because you do the Billy Graham crusade, then you come back and everybody's one big happy family.
Well, that's true. Billy Graham make you feel good. I wish he's still around today.
But it was McKinley that could not agree on blended because I don't know why I never looked that far past in that picture. The whole reason Sullivan-McKinley mad at each other is McKinley found a picture of his sister Lynette with he thinks Sullivan's hand on her boob.
All right, enough. I don't want to hear it all again, over and over again.
And in the back of that photograph, they're watching Click, movie Click with Adam Sandler. I never noticed that before because I was just like, boob.
Enough.
So McKinley thought that was a slap in the face. So they were trying to get another movie in. The prisoner said they didn't have time to edit something else. It all just fell apart. McKinley left in a huff. Jim Beavers in tow.
What? Jim Beavers?
Jim Beavers is McKinley's personal cable installer now.
What? He took a side in all this?
Remember, they get run off the road. McKinley ordered him back to
I know he got run off the road. I thought he wouldn't have nothing to do with these crazy people. They're all nuts.
Jim Beavers don't know what he's just happy not to be being run off the road. People need protection. People People are joining sides that they think offer them the most protection.
I ain't got nothing to do with this. It's crazy if they're taking a side. There's no reason for any side. It's crazy. Everybody, if anybody listening to this, look in the mirror and see if you're human, if you got any intelligence at all, and tell yourself you're an idiot if you involved in any of this craziness. Just go in the mirror and look at it and call yourself an idiot. Pitiful.
And when Jim Beavers left, he said, "Suddenly, Susan."
Huh?
They didn't give me any money, so I don't feel like I'm obligated to mention that on here.
Suddenly, Susan.
Yeah, Suddenly, Susan.
All right.
Anyway, so Peace Summit fell apart, but we got it back to the table. Mayor T.T. Slott ordered them back to the table. McKinley and Sullivan both came, and they said, okay, you know what? Just forget the movies. That's a waste of time.
What?
Movies are a big waste of time. Next week, Murfreesboro City Fair. Everybody in town will be in attendance. Everybody loves the fair.
Well, yeah.
Autumn, fall, right around the corner. Can you smell it? Can you smell that pumpkin spice? Here it comes, Jackie.
I like a Murfreesboro Fair. I always go have a good time.
Fair time. So at the Murfreesboro City Fair, well, now it's called the T.T. Slott and the Murfreesboro Bottled Water Association, Town of Murfreesboro City Fair.
What?
They're having Peace Summit. They're going to have it over by the llama tied to the Pepsi machine. So go get you a Pepsi, pet the llama, let it lick the can, and watch Peace in our time.
Well, I hope if everybody goes, whether you're petting the camel or not, just instead of
how you get a camel and a llama confused?
Whatever, they got all sorts of animals chained up all over the fair.
They have them in pens, cages, sometimes just kind of barricaded under the stairs.
That's one reason I go to see all animals.
Oh, they got them at Murfreesboro
Fair.
TT Slott and Murfreesboro Ball Water Association Town Murfreesboro City Fair.
It don't matter what you're petting. Llama, camel, it don't matter. Just act like a decent human being. Just act right, and nobody has to worry about nothing.
Well, that's the theme of the fair this year, Jackie.
Wow.
Hydrate good and brotherhood.
Hydrate good.
Well, water. You got to work that in somehow.
Well, I just go to the fair and act regular. Just don't take a side.
Just go down to the fair, have a good time. Coley's going to have its dunk booth back. They're doing demons and prisoners again. So
we baptize them, yeah.
If you go at a certain time, they'll have demons, have people in red makeup. You dunk them. That makeup washes off. They come out. Everything's all right.
Well, that's what it all washes off. Jesus
washed away your sins and your makeup.
Yeah.
And that's why Pentecostals don't wear that makeup. Well, they're like, Jesus already took this off my face. I didn't need any of them.
Well, they ain't there to have fun. They ain't there to have fun. It's fun hitting a person watching them dunk, but it's also... somebody splashing the water, always funny, but you also learning something.
And it gives them Coley prisoners maybe a chance to cool down.
Well, yeah.
If they setting stuff on fire and they mad because they in jail.
Well, get them out there, put some makeup on.
It's mostly volunteers, but Don Jekyll Jr., who's still in Coley's prison, he told me they've never seen as many people volunteer to be prisoners sign up for the dunk booth as this year.
Well, they do anything, get out of jail.
Virtually all of them. So they got so many that prisoners are going to be dressed up as demons, too. So about half the prison's going to be in demon makeup, and half of them going to be just regular, get dunked in the water.
Maybe they learned something.
But they wear the striped prison uniform.
Well, that's still funny.
Cartoon, yeah. It's funny even if you don't dunk them, they look like idiots.
Well, yeah.
So hopefully next week, all this Sullivan-McKinley strife will be behind us. TT Slott will have brought this town, giving it law and order again.
Just everybody act like you're a decent human being. You ain't got what? Don't make any sense.
We'll see Sullivan and McKinley shaking hands and petting the llama. Maybe when it's all done, the whole town will gather around and enjoy a good heaping handful of that good Murfreesboro Museum popcorn.
Well, yeah.
Communal-like.
Everybody, I'm just going to say, if under certain circumstances, there may not be a reason for everybody to be sick here no more, and be open, we'll get some popcorn.